Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a little bit more expansive video of my Tarzan custom and kind of show you what he can do if you don't have experience with these TB League bodies and know how they function. If it's something you're considering doing custom work with, I definitely recommend it. There's some drawbacks, just like with anything else, but I think the drawbacks are shadowed in great deal by the pluses. These silicone bodies, you just have to be careful with them. They can be fragile. Like it's no problem touching them. You can. The cool thing is they act just like muscle and skin. You don't want to leave them in an extreme. Like if you bent the arm up, you wouldn't want to leave it in that fixed position for a long time. It might split the silicone with that steel frame underneath, but just to regular use, manipulating it back and forth is definitely no problem at all. The Gorilla you can get them on eBay. They're of course albino color. I think it's from that Rampage movie with The Rock is where they come from. But yeah, they're just a beautiful piece. The sculpt is better than anything else out there. And did a two-tone paint on this. I took the a matte finish black for the fur, and then I did a little semi-gloss satin finish on the nose and mouth, the chest, and then the hands. You can see the difference there in the textures with that setup there. So, but yeah, really nice. The little diorama I set up here is just, if you go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, they've got these little succulent and little fern things they do for floral arrangements, and I plugged them, just kind of plug and play, create your own setup into like an aquarium piece. So this is like a driftwood aquarium piece that you would put in an aquarium, and so is this little thing under here in the back, but I've got it loaded down with all these little extra bits. Looking over here real quick at my 6-inch display, this tree is like really cool. This is like an underwater tree root system that's also an aquarium piece, and it's really tall. It's about 15 inches tall, maybe 14, something like that. So that's another good one to use. And they got some gnarly little trees, stuff like at PetSmart. Got these at PetSmart. The little rock formation here that I plugged all the little succulent stuff into is a Walmart purchase, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, then they got the little small one here. All right, so I'm just gonna do a quick demonstration of the articulation of these TB League figures, just so you can get an idea of how they function if you're not familiar with them. And then I'll do a slideshow of some different action poses at the end. So stick around, I hope you enjoy. Drop me a comment in the video and let me know if you love this idea, if you think it can be improved, what you think I could add. Maybe a primitive bow and some arrows would be cool to enhance it. Leopard print loincloth would be lovely. All right, anyway. The head is on a ball joint. You got a double ball peg, so you have a ball at the top. As you can see, if I would focus the camera, up in there, and then another ball going down here. So that gives you all kind of range. You can look up, you can look down, so all the range you could want out of that. It will go left and right, very far, so there is no complaints on the potential range of movement here. We can also go up with the shoulders really high, much higher than a T-pose, you know. You get all the range you want out of that. And again, it's so awesome the way that the muscles will flex when you move this around. It's just like a body, a human body. It's just crazy. Very cool. You get a traditional bend. You can bend it farther than that, but again, I wouldn't want to stress the silicone and tear it. So I probably wouldn't do much more than about that right there, but it is capable. You got ball joint into the hands. It comes with about 4 or 5 sets of interchangeable hands, from fists to gripping to relaxed hands, you know, all kind of different hand setups. These TB League bodies, which can be found on eBay, formerly known as Fison, but now they're called TB League. That's all one word, TB League. But yeah, really nice muscle development, muscle sculpt here on these figures. Just looks really, really cool. Really natural. Yeah. The ab crunch, really nice forward, really nice back. I did make a Superman out of one of these. You can find that video on my channel. I did a Christopher Reeve Superman with one of these, but and it's just cool. Like as you turn it, it moves just like human muscles would actually move. I cannot tell you again, cannot express enough how cool these are. This is just a little piece of cloth that I made as loincloth with. I cut one for the front, cut one for the back, and then did a little tie on the side just so it wasn't permanent. This cloth is flaking a bit, so I'm getting a little bit of fraying. Not bad, but anyway, that's just because of the cloth I'm using. So the silicone, again, stuff does kind of stick to it, so you'll want to, when you're making cloth decisions for these figures, you do kind of want to figure out what kind of material it is and how it reacts with this. But you can just take a piece of tape and just kind of dab it on there and pull the fuzz off. Eventually it won't fray anymore. It's just because I just made it, so a couple little loose bits here and there. For the legs, and this does have like a slight butterfly inside there. I forgot to point that out as well. But you can get a really nice T-pose out of that. The legs will kick forward really far. They'll go back a good bit. And then with your knee joint, it can go more than that, but again, I wouldn't want to split the frame through the silicone, so I would just be careful. You do get ball hinges, so you can rock, you can pivot. Really nice dynamic range out of the feet on these. I mean, there's really no complaints with this type of body. What you're capable of doing is fantastic, and the sculpt are immaculate. Articulation is no problem. So I'll do some dynamic poses real quick and kind of let you see what kind of action poses you can get with this guy. Here's a nice dynamic pose. Nothing too crazy, but you can kind of see the range that you can get comfortably with this articulation setup. Feet planted flat on the floor, bend at the knees and thighs. Really no problem at all. The head sculpt was a Winter Soldier head sculpt. Got off eBay for like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, something like that. So, and the skin tones match really well with these bodies. They're kind of a sun-tanned color, and the paint sculpts on these eBay heads are typically dark like that, so they match up perfectly. Yeah, there's a nice little dynamic shot. Let's try another one out. So here he is holding the spear. Changed out the fist for another weapons holding hand, and you can see he can hold it no problem. There's a lot of dexterity in these hands. They squish real easy, but they're firm, so they're not going to drop the weapons. It's just, you're not going to have to worry about breaking it, sliding weapons in and out. Really cool dynamic pose there. Again, feet flat on the floor. And I will say the ankles are really snug, you know, not in a bad way, good and snug on these. so that's not something you got to worry about. Um, One thing I did pad, I took a little piece of craft foam and stuck down in there just to add a little bit more stability, so if it got bumped, it would be less likely to just topple over. But straight from the factory, they got a good snug fit on them. No complaints. See, I just bumped it right there and it didn't fall over. Yeah, the spear is too long. I'm gonna shorten it by a couple inches, but yeah. Another good dynamic shot. There's another nice dynamic shot of him about to throw the spear. So you can kind of see some of the range that that arm can get you. The quality of this head sculpt really pulls this whole thing together. I mean, it's really, really good. Feet planted, no problem. Got a couple different light sources on this, so it is gonna look like the hands and arms are just slightly different colors, but you can touch that paint up if you want to, which I actually probably will. But it's because I've got a real cool light on it. When you have a warm light on it, like your traditional like bedroom lighting, they look a lot closer together in color. Here's just a quick look from the back. Love the sculpt on here. Just real nice lat development, rhomboids, everything, rear deltoids. It's just a really great sculpt. The legs are muscular, but not so massive that it just looks like a steroid bodybuilder. It's just a good, muscular, strong body that you would develop if you were rolling around with gorillas in the jungle your whole life, climbing trees and doing all the things. Sculpt on this hair is really nice too. It looks natural and slightly unkempt, which his would be. So if you wanted to get him in a kneeling pose, you can do that, no problem. You can get him crawling around on the ground. And there's pretty much nothing you can't do with this that a normal human body can do. Get that head tilted way back, even though he's hunched over forward with that double ball peg in the neck. I mean, it's perfect. I would switch that out for the fist hands, of course, but, you know. If your Tarzan ran into Jean-Claude Van Damme in the jungle, he would be able to hold his own with that high kick, no problem. You can see he can clear that gorilla's head, which stands about 11 inches, I think. 10 and a half, 11 inches, something like that. You can get some good expressions with all the different alternate hands. So he's kind of looking off into the distance, shielding his eyes from the sun. This white under here, it comes with some powder on it, which is just something they do in the shipping process. You just take a damp cloth and kind of get it off. I got most of it off of him, but I forgot to get his armpits. Tarzan would not have discovered deodorant in the jungle. As you can see, I'm just having a blast with this figure. It's so cool and so simple. Very easy to put together, but it's Tarzan. There's not a lot going on. That gorilla really helps kind of put it all together. Well, this has been a quick look at my custom 1/6 scale 12-inch tall Tarzan figure, utilizing a custom loincloth, custom spear, and an eBay head and TB League body. Very simple, but really, really nice for those of you who just love Tarzan like I do. I grew up reading the little read-along books and just have wanted a good quality Tarzan figure for so long, and we're not getting one, so I just made it. Thank you so much for watching. Please, again, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, what accessories you think I should add. It's been a pleasure presenting this to you today, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.